Hello students. Today we are going to start our second chapter in science, plants in the surrounding. We see many plants around us and they are of different shapes and size. Some plants are tall, some plants are short. A tree is a big and tall plant. A shrub is smaller than a tree, a herb is smaller than a shrub. Now, every plant has basic two part. The part of the plant that grows below the ground is called root, and the part that grow above the ground is called a shoot. The shoot consists of stem, branches, leaves, buds, flowers and fruits. First we'll discuss about root. Now basically there are two types of root. First is the tap root and second one is the fibrous root. Now there is a basic difference between tap root and fibrous root. A tap root is a long thin root that grows from the base of the stem. Smaller roots arises from the sides of the tap root. Now plants such as carrot, beetroot, mustard and mango, they all have tap roots. Now second one, fibrous root. Now fibrous root is made up of many small roots arising from the same point. These small roots grow like a bunch from the base of the stem. Grass, wheat, rice and onion have fibrous roots. Now let's take a look at the functions of the root. The first function of root is to hold the plant firmly in the soil. Second point, root absorbs water and useful minerals from the soil and send them to the different parts of the plant. Third point, the roots of some plants such as radish, turnip, carrot, beetroot store food and we eat root of these plants. The part that grows above the ground is called the stem, and stem grows upright. The trunk is the woody part, hard and strong part of the plant, and it holds the tree upright. Now, there are basically, depending on the strength of the stem, there are three types of plants. Shrubs. Now, shrubs such as rose, mehendi, hibiscus, they have stems that are not very thick, but they are able to stand straight. The stems of these branch shrubs such as rose and Veganvillea have thorns. Now next one is the herbs. Now herbs such as tomato, coriander, mint have green, soft and weak stems. The stems of some plants are so weak that they cannot grow straight. In that case, either they grow along the ground or they need support to grow upright. Now depending on that, it is of two type. They are termed as climbers and creepers. Now climbers are those that need support to grow upright and creepers are those that can grow along the ground. Now examples of climbers are money plant and pea, and creepers watermelon and pumpkin. Again we'll take a look at the functions of the stem. A strong and woody stem holds the plant straight. So that is the first point. Second point, the stem bears branches, leaves, flowers and buds. Third point, the stem carries water and food to different parts of the plant. The stems of some plants such as ginger, potato, sugarcane store food and we eat the stems of these plants. Okay. Next one is the leaf. Now leaf is often called the kitchen of the plant because the leaf can only make the food for the plant by the process called by using a process called photosynthesis. So it is also termed as the food factory of the plant. Now what are the different parts of the plant leaf? Now if you observe a leaf properly, we will find the flat and the broad part of the leaf, and that is what we call leaf blade, or it is also called lamina. The thin line that arises from the middle, that is called the main vein or midrib. A number of fine tubes branches out of the midrib and these are called veins. Now veins bring water and minerals to leaf from the roots and carry food from the leaf to the different parts of the plant. A leaf stalk attaches a leaf to the stem. Now if we place a leaf underneath the microscope, we'll get a structure just like we'll get a structure like this, and this is what we call stomata. Now what is stomata? Stomata is a minute pores through which gaseous exchanges take place, and they are mostly found on the surface of the leaf as well as on the underneath part of the leaf. Now we'll take a look at the functions of the leaf. We all know the first function is to make food for the plant. Second one, leaves contain stomata that helps in the gaseous exchange and also in releasing the extra amount of water from the body. Third point, the leaf of some plants such as cabbage and spinach store food and again we eat them to live. Now we'll discuss the process of making food, that is photosynthesis. The process of making food by the green plants using carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, water from the soil absorbed by the roots in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, they make food for the whole plant, and this process is termed as photosynthesis. Now for the process of photosynthesis, a plant needs four raw materials. Number one, it requires carbon dioxide and that is absorbed from the atmosphere. Point number 2, it requires water that is absorbed from the soil. Third one is the sunlight and the fourth one is the presence of green pigment called chlorophyll. Now the word photosynthesis is basically made up of two words. One is photo, the other one is synthesis. The meaning of the word means photo means light and synthesis means putting together. So basically it becomes using light to make food for the plant. The process is called photosynthesis. Now what is the equation of photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide plus water, after that arrow means it gives sunlight and chlorophyll. In presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives glucose and oxygen. So what are the raw materials? On the left hand side of the arrow are called the raw materials, that is carbon dioxide and water. And what are the conditions needed? Sunlight and chlorophyll. And what are the raw materials, what are the products formed? Glucose and oxygen. Okay. Now how do plants use their food? Now plants use the food they make for various purposes. They use the energy from the food to grow and produce flowers and fruits, seeds and more leaves. Plants store some of the food that they do not plants store food they do not use as a starch, and now starch is stored in different parts such as fruits, leaves, seeds, roots or stems. Now plants use this stored food when they cannot prepare food by photosynthesis. Now this just behaves like a fat stored underneath the skin, and when in the time of adversity they use this starch. Okay. The only plant that cannot make their own food are molds and mushrooms. Now molds and mushrooms are basically non-green plants. They do not have chlorophyll in them, and when they do not have chlorophyll, so they are not able to make their own food. So how does they get the food? They basically depend on dead and decaying matter of plants and animals to get their food. The leaves of certain plants like croton have chlorophyll, but they never appear green because they are mostly dark red in color. This is because of the presence of red substance that hides the green chlorophyll. Does that mean photosynthesis does not take in them, happen in them? Yes, it does, because chlorophyll is also present in them. Next is the process called transpiration. The removal of excess water from the aerial parts of the plant in the form of water vapor is called transpiration. Now transpiration is called necessary evil because it has a function like it cools the plant body, and second function, when water is given out of the stomata of the leaves, the roots of the plant pull in more water from the soil. Now these two functions basically make transpiration a necessary evil. Again, if we talk about the different plant products, first we'll talk about the food products that we get from the plant. Point number 1, we eat fruits and vegetables. Now where do we think they come from? Basically they come from the plants. Point number 2, we get vegetables from the leaves, roots and flowers of some plants. So basically they are from plants as well. Now plants also give us cereals and pulses. The seeds of some plants such as wheat, rice and maize are called cereals. Now these are seeds such as arad, bengal gram or chana and kidney beans are called pulses. Fourth one, Seeds of certain plants such as mustard, coconut and sunflower are crushed to extract oil out of them, and we use it for using it in soaps, shampoos, creams and some medicines also. Point number 5, we get spices from plants. Spices add flavor to our food. Coriander, pepper, cardamom, clove, cumin, cinnamon, bay leaves. These are the examples of certain common spices that we use in our daily food. Now, point number 6, plants give us tea, coffee, and sugar. Now, tea is prepared from the leaves of the tea plants, and coffee is made from the seeds of the coffee plants. Now, sugar is made from the juice of the sugarcane stem. Now, next type of thing that we get from plants are the medicines. Now, we all know that neem, amla, tulsi, turmeric, brahmi, these are all the plants that provide us with medicines. Now, tulsi help us to cure coughs and cold, and turmeric is used to heal wounds. Next is wood. Now we all know that we learned it in the previous classes that plants give us wood. Now plants give us wood, and what we do with them? We make pencils, chairs, tables, doors, windows and many other things, and it is often used as firewood also because it is very good for heating and cooking. Plants give us gum, rubber, paper. Now gum is made from the juice of the kikar tree, rubber is made from the juice of the rubber tree, and paper is made from the plants such as bamboo and eucalyptus. Fibers. We get fibers from the plants such as cotton and jute. Fiber from cotton plant is used to make cotton cloth, and fiber from the jute plant is used to make clothes, bags, sacks, ropes and mats, etc. Next point is perfumes. Now, certain flowers like rose, lily, and jasmine, they produce very good aroma, and this is very good smell. So they are used to make perfumes. Last one is the coir. Now, coconut fiber or coir is obtained from the outer husk of the coconut. Now, it is used to make things like rope, floor mats, doors, doormats and mattresses. Now we depend on plants for oxygen and food and many other useful things. So we should always remember that we should never cut trees. Instead, we should protect plants and trees, and we should stop deforestation and promote afforestation. Thank you, children, and thank you. Please go through the chapter, and if there is any problem, you can communicate to me on the given link. Thank you.